Okay, we're going to continue with Chapter 10. I ran out of space on my iPad, so we got a little cut off. All right, we were talking about Maya. We're meeting somebody new. When would Jacob come back? He'd been gone such a long time. Maya, though, was right here, and she smelled good. So did her food. I moved closer to her. She petted me, smoothing down the fur on my head. I caught a whiff of soap and tangy tomatoes on her skin. "Did you put in your paperwork?" Amy asked. "Fingers crossed," Maya replied. I lay down and gnawed at my rubber bone. Maybe Maya would see how much fun I was having and decide to coax my attention back by offering me a bite of her lunch. "Poor Ellie, she's got to be so confused," Amy said. I looked up. "Lunch? You sure you really want to do this?" Amy asked. Maya sighed, and I could feel some tension coming off her. "I know it's hard work, but what isn't, you know? I'm just getting to that point. It's the same old thing every day. I'd like to try something new, do something different for a few years. Hey, you want a taco? My mom made them. They're really good." "No, thanks." I sat up. "Taco? I wanted a taco." Maya wrapped up the rest of her lunch as if I weren't even there. "You people in K9 are all in such good shape. Losing weight is so hard for me. You think I can hack it?" "What? No, you're fine. Didn't you pass the physical?" "Sure," Maya said. "Well, there you go." Amy stuffed her trash into a little paper sack. "I mean, if you want to run with me, I usually go to the track after work, but I'm sure you'll do great." I felt Maya calm down just a little, as if Amy's words had been what she needed to hear. "I sure hope so," she said. "I'd hate to let Ellie down." So what do you think's going on? Do you think Jacob's going to come back? Do you think maybe Ellie's going to be working with Maya now? I decided that no matter how often they said my name, this conversation wasn't going to involve anything to eat. I sprawled out in the sunshine with a sigh, wondering how much longer it would be before Jacob came back and we could go to work again. Maya came and ate lunch in the yard a few times after that. Then one day she came into the yard without any food. She was happy and excited. The feelings were floating off her, and she was smiling. She clipped on my leash and took me for a car ride. "We're going to work together, Ellie. Isn't that great? You won't have to sleep in the kennel anymore. I bought a bed for you. You can sleep in my room." There were some words in there that I knew: Ellie, kennel, bed, and of course work. But none of what she said made any real sense. We weren't going to work. I could tell just from Maya's voice and the lack of tension in her body. So why was she talking about it? I didn't mind that much, though. I was happy to go somewhere, anyway, after so many days in the same place. Plus, Maya let me ride in the back seat of her car. I stuck my nose out the window, blissfully drinking in the smells of everything that was not the kennel. Maya parked in the driveway of a small house. As soon as she took me in the door, I knew it was hers. Her smell was painted everywhere. Alongside it was the odor of cats. That was a disappointment. I carefully inspected every corner of the house. There was an orange cat sitting on a chair at the table. She watched me warily with cold eyes. When I came closer, tail wagging, she opened her mouth wide to show me her teeth and gave an almost silent hiss. "Stella, be nice. That's Stella. Stella, this is Ellie. She lives here now." Stella yawned and turned her head to lick the fur on her back, as if I weren't even worthy of being noticed. I would have taught her a lesson or two, but a flash of gray and white movement out of the corner of my eye drew my attention. "Tinker! That's Tinkerbell. She's shy." "Another cat?" I followed Maya into the bedroom. There, a third cat, a heavy brown and black male, sauntered out from under the bed and sniffed at me. I could smell his fish breath. "And that's Emmett," Maya told me. Stella, Tinkerbell, and Emmett? Why on earth would one woman want 3 cats? Tinker Bell stayed under the bed for the rest of that evening, thinking I couldn't smell her there. When Maya poured some food for me into a bowl, Emmett came into the kitchen and stuck his nose into my dinner. Then he lifted his head and walked away, as if he didn't even care that I was eating and he wasn't. I made sure to lick the bowl clean. No cats were getting any of my food. Stella stayed on the chair and watched me without blinking. So I love the illustration here on page 98. You see the three cats. They all kind of look the same. I wonder if they're from the same litter or maybe the same age. Let's keep going. After dinner, Maya let me out into her tiny yard. "Good girl, Ellie," she said after I'd done what I was supposed to do. Some humans seem to get excited when they notice dogs peeing in the yard. I guessed that Maya was one of them. Maya made her own dinner, which smelled pretty good. Stella seemed to think so too, because she jumped right up on the table and waltzed around like a bad cat. I couldn't believe her lack of manners. Maya didn't even scold her. I suppose Maya thought cats weren't even worth training. And after spending the afternoon with these three, I pretty much agreed with her. After dinner, we went for a walk on the leash. There were a lot of people out in their yards, adults and children of all ages. All the different smells made me restless. I hadn't done any work in a long time, and I was getting impatient. I wanted to run, to find, to save people. Without meaning to, I began to pull against the leash that Maya held. Maya seemed to understand. "Want to run a little girl?" she asked, and she began to trot alongside me. I sped up, sticking right by Maya's side as Jacob had taught me. Before long, she was breathing hard, and I could smell sweat breaking out from her pores. Inside the houses we passed, the dogs started barking, jealous that we were running, and they were not. But all of a sudden, Maya stopped. "Whew," she said, or she panted. "Okay, we're going to need to spend more time on the treadmill, that's for sure." Okay, I think we'll end there for right now, and then we'll finish up 10 in a little bit.